Okay, so good evening everyone. Good evening, namaste, and also selamat petang to my friends from Malaysia and also India. Okay, so if you can hear me, maybe you can just type number 1 in the chat box. And if you can see the screen, maybe you can just type number 2 in the chat box. All right. So I believe there are some people. Yeah, good evening. Thanks. Okay, so can you hear me from my friends, India friends and Malaysia friends? If you can hear me, maybe you can just type number 1. And if you can see the screen, maybe you can type number 2. Okay, so in today's session, what I'm going to teach you is I'm going to guide you on the basic Microsoft Excel. Okay, so we will start with the quick access toolbar. I'm going to teach you some parts of developer ribbon, and I'm going to teach you on condition formatting, Control C and Control Alternate V. All right. Okay, so first let us start with quick access toolbar. All right. So as you can see over here, okay, can you see this screen over here? If you can see this, maybe please type number 3. Okay, you have save, you have undo, you have redo. Okay, so what I'm going to do is maybe I'm going to delete this. Okay, I'm just deleting this as well, and there you go. All right. Okay, so now if you see over here, okay, maybe I'll just snip this so that you can see clearly. Alright, so this item here is called as the quick access toolbar. Okay, this item here, as you can see over there, this is your quick access toolbar. Okay, where is it? It is on the top left of your Microsoft Excel. Okay, so this is the top left of your Microsoft Excel. So what its name is quick access toolbar. All right. Okay, so now what I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you how we can amend or customize our quick access toolbar. All right, so the first step is step number 1, you click on file. Okay, so can you see the file over here? You can see file, maybe you can type number 4 in the chat box. Okay, to my kawan-kawan from Malaysia, maybe you can type number 4 in the chat box. To my friends from India, maybe you can just type number 4 in the chat box if you can see the file ribbon. Okay, so first step is you go to file. All right, and then the second step is once you click file, you click options. All right, so you click options, and then step number 3, a big box will appear. Okay, a big box will appear, and then you go to quick access toolbar. All right, so what I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you click file. Okay, so once you have click file, you can go to more or options. Okay, in my case it is more, so what you do is you click more. So once you click more, can you see the options over here? If you can see options, maybe you can type number 6. Okay, please type number 6 if you can see options. Okay, it's always at the bottom, right? Once you click options, and then you notice that a big window will open. Okay, I've already written over here, if you notice. Okay, maybe if you can see, a big box will appear. All right, and the next step is you can see the word here, quick access toolbar. All right, so you click this, you click quick access toolbar, and this is how you can access. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to customize it. Okay, that means I'm going to click all. Okay, just remove this, remove this, remove this. Okay, and I'm going to click this drop down list. I'm going to click all commands. So I want to click all commands. All right, so once I click all commands, you will notice that there is more than thousands of Microsoft Excel features. For example, like 3D color, 3D effects. And what I'm going to select is I'm going to select camera. Okay, I'm going to look for CAME. I'm going to look at camera. So CAMERA, camera. I'm going to add this. I'm going to add trace precedent. Okay, just give me some time. I'm going to go to alphabet T. Alphabet T, we have P, we have R, we have T. Okay, so alphabet T, trace precedent. Okay, so there is trace precedent. I'm going to click trace precedent. Okay, so this is trace precedent, and then let me see if there's trace dependent. If no, it's okay. And then I'm also going to click remove ribbon, remove arrows, sorry. Okay, there you go. Okay, so this is how I'm going to add. So if you notice over here, there is some customization. That means we do have a camera, we do have trace precedent, we also have remove all arrows. Okay, so do you see this? If you can see this, maybe you can type number 7 in the chat box. Okay, so basically you can actually customize your quick access toolbar according to your needs. So for example, if some of our friends is from engineering background, they can use 3D effects, or they can use something related to engineering. But if you are working as an equity analyst, you are working as an accountant, you can actually use camera, you can actually use trace precedent and remove arrow. Okay, so of course, what is the step? Step number 1 is you go to file. Step number 2 is you click options. Step number 3 is a big box will appear, and then you go to quick access toolbar, and step number 5 is you click all commands. All right, so this is quick access toolbar. But what I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you the camera function. Okay, so for example over here, okay, now we do have an example over here. All right, so if you notice, can you see the camera icon over here? Just now I have added the camera in this quick access toolbar. If you can see the camera icon, maybe you can type number 8. Okay, maybe let us see what our camera function can do. Okay, so now if just say I'm going to highlight all this, I highlight all this, and the next step what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the camera feature. I click the camera feature, and then you will notice that, okay, I highlight here, and this is how it looks. So basically, what is camera? Okay, I'm going to write this down. Camera means CCTV. CCTV means it will capture everything. Okay, what I mean capture everything? For example, if they say I paint this yellow color, you will notice that it is painted yellow color. If they say I change this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you notice that this is changes to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So basically, camera feature is like your CCTV. It captures everything, any changes you make in your data. Okay, so for those who came late, how I get the camera feature? Okay, first I click file. Second step, I click options. If just say you don't have options, don't worry, you click more. All right, so once you click options, step number 3 is a big window or box will appear. Okay, and then what's the step number 4? Step number 4 is you go to quick access toolbar. Okay, so if you have a pen and paper, you can jot this down. If you want to screenshot, you can screenshot. If you have a camera, you can actually take a picture of this. Okay, this is the notes. And step number 5 is you go to all commands. Okay, so let us go to step number 1. Step number 1 is you click file. Okay, can you see the file? If you can see file, maybe you can just type number 1 in the chat box. Okay, to my friends from India and also Malaysia. Okay, so you just click file. Okay, please type number 1 if you can see the file ribbon over here. Okay, once you have clicked file, what's the next option? Next step is you click more. Okay, if you have options, you click options. If you don't have options, don't worry, you can actually click more. So what you do is you click more. Once you click more, okay, you click options. Can you see one big window over here? Okay, if I have written, a big window will appear. So can you see this big box? If you can see this big box, maybe you can type number 3 in the chat box. Okay, please type number 3 if you can see this big box. So this is a big box. The next step is you go to customize ribbon. So you click the you click quick access toolbar. Okay, again I repeat, you click quick access toolbar, and then you go to all commands. You go to all commands, and then of course, like I told you, you have more than thousands of Microsoft Excel features, and then you can choose. So what I choose is I choose camera, CAMERA, camera. So when I choose camera, I click camera, I add, and there you go. And then once I add, it depends on you. Do you want to customize for all the documents, or you want to customize for this particular Excel file? Okay, it's up to you to decide. So I put for all documents, and I press OK, and there you go. Okay, so this is basically the camera. Camera means it's like a CCTV, meaning that if I highlight this and I click this, so I can actually put it over here. Okay, and now if just say I want to change this to blue color, I can change to blue color and it will appear automatically. Okay, so to my friends, this is actually a basic Microsoft Excel. So if you have learned something new, maybe you can type yes in the chat box. Okay, perhaps you can just type yes if you have learned something new. All right, so I think some of you might be familiar with this. Okay, so I see some of you are typing yes. Okay, that's good. So basically, don't worry, this is simple Microsoft Excel, a basic version. Okay, so now at least you know what is this. On your top of your Excel, this is what they call as Quick Access Toolbar. Okay, so now can you see the second one is called Trace Precedent? Can you see this? If you can see Trace Precedent, maybe you can just type number 7 in the chat box. Okay, my friends from Malaysia, my friends from India, maybe you can type number 7 if you can see Trace Precedent. Okay, so what is Trace Precedent? Okay, let me show you one example. Now I have gone to a new tab. Okay, a new tab. So I'm going to click this. Okay, so now if just say I put here 1, I put here 1. Okay, so we have 1 and 1. Okay, equal 1 plus 1. Okay, so 1 plus 1 is 2. So when I click this Trace Precedent, that means I shows what it shows. It shows that this is number 2. How we get number 2? Because this cell plus this cell. Okay, I believe that some of you might not understand. It's okay. Let me repeat again. Okay, maybe I put here 1 and I put here 100. Okay, and then I put here equal 1 plus 100. Okay, just an example. So how I get 101? I get 101 from 1 plus 100. So I go here, I click here. You will notice that this 101 comes from 1 and 100. Okay, so trace precedent, this is what they call as, this icon over here is called as trace precedent. So what is trace precedent? Trace precedent, okay, means is to determine or to understand where the numbers come from. Okay, meaning now if you see here, okay, just say I remove this, I remove the arrow, and maybe I just rub this. Okay, just to show again, I put here 100 and I put here 200. Okay, I put here equal 100, this is 100 plus 200. Okay, 300, right? So I click trace precedent. It shows that this 300 is the sum of 100 and 200. Okay, do you understand? If you understand, maybe can you type yes? Okay, so what I'm teaching you right now is trace precedent. Trace precedent is basically to understand where this 300 come from. This 300 is basically 100 plus 300. Okay, and also you can show like this. Maybe, wait, let me remove the arrow over here. Remove all arrow. Basically, you can actually find this from formulas. That means got trace precedent, trace dependent, remove arrow. Okay, so if you're working in the banking line, okay, I believe some of you might have friends working in banks, in audit firms. They want to know where the numbers come from. Okay, maybe I put here, okay, equal 350. Okay, equal 350 plus 350 plus 300. Okay, 350 plus 300, so you get 650. Okay, that means 350 plus here you get 650. So how I get this number? I go here, I click this trace precedent, I click here. So this trace precedent shows that this 650 comes from 350 over here. And can you see the dotted line? If you can see the dotted line, maybe you can just type alphabet A in the chat box. There's one dotted line over here. Okay, so can you type? Okay, so what is this dotted line? When I click this dotted line, it shows that this one of the numbers is from here, and I click this OK, and there you go, 300. So what it's trying to say, that means this 650, 350 is over here, and another sum is actually over here. Okay, so if you understand, maybe you can just type yes in the chat box. Okay, so what is actually trace precedent? Like I told you, trace precedent means to understand where the number come from, to understand where the formulas come from. Okay, I put here. So if you have a pen and paper, you can actually jot this down. Okay, for those who come late, don't worry, I will upload this recorded session in my social media, so you don't worry, don't this thing. Okay, so we have this trace precedent, and this is what. Okay, all right. So now I'm going to teach you the next thing is called the developer ribbon. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a new tab. I'm going to go to this. Okay. So step number one is click file. So if you have a pen and paper, you can actually jot this down. If you have a phone, you can actually take a picture. If you want to print screen, you can do it as well. All right. So step number two is once you have click file, you may click options. Okay, if you don't have options, no worries, you can actually click more. Okay, so once you click more, you will go to options. Step number three is a big window will appear. All right, and step number four is you click to customize ribbon. Okay, and number five is you can actually tick developer tab. All right, so number one is you click file. Okay, so once you click file, you click more, and once you click more, you go to options. Once you go options, can you see one big window over here? If you can see big window, maybe you can type number one in the chat box. A big window will appear. So this is a big window. All right, so if you can see customize ribbon, so you just click on the customize ribbon, and you will notice that on your right hand side there is a developer tab. That means your word is developer. Okay, so you just tick this and you can just click OK. So once you click OK, you will notice that there is a developer tab over here. Okay, so this is a basic Excel. So now at least you know how to play around. So this is a developer tab over here. Or the other way is you just right click and you go to customize ribbon. You right click and you just click customize ribbon, you will go over here. Okay, so basically there's a lot of features. You know quick access toolbar, you know customize ribbon, you know developer, and also if you have your laptop have draw, you can actually use draw. What is draw? Okay, let me show you. Draw means is something like this. Okay, you have a draw here. So you just say you are sharing screen, you are teaching your students or you're presenting to your manager, you can actually use this. If your laptop has touch screen, you can actually use this as well. Okay, and so what I'm going to teach you is I'm going to teach you developer, and what I'm going to teach you is I'm going to teach you form control. Okay, I'm going to teach you combo box, and I'm going to teach you spin button. Okay, if you have a pen and paper, you can jot this down. If you have a phone, you can actually take a picture. Combo box. Okay, before combo box, form control. All right, can you see the insert controls over here? If you can see insert control, maybe you can type number 2 in the chat box. Okay, because I'm teaching this over online, so I don't know really if you understand, because sometimes the internet connection can be slow. Sometimes I will be teaching too fast, so that's why I will always ask my students or participants to just type in the chat box. Okay, so once you click insert, can you see form control? If you can see form control, maybe you can type number 3 in the chat box. For my Malaysia friends, maybe you can type nombor 3 in the chat box. Okay, so 3 means 3 in Malay language. All right, okay, so form control, and then if you notice over here, there's a word called combo box. Okay, so can you see combo box? If you can see combo box, maybe you can type number 4 in the chat box. All right, so for my friend from Malaysia, you can just type nombor 4. Okay, 4 means 4 in Malay language. So combo box over here, and I'm going to draw. Okay, once I click the combo box, this is called the combo box. So what is this combo box? Combo box is something like your drop down list. Meaning, if just say I right click, once I right click, can you see the word format control? If you can see format control, maybe you can type number 6 in the chat box. Please type number 6, or in Malay we call it number 6 in the chat box. Okay, we have students from India, we have students from Malaysia. So okay, so format control, and then you will see another window over here. Can you see this window? If you can see this box, maybe you can type number 7. We have input range, we have cell link. Okay, all right, so what I'm going to do, this input range, okay, I'm just going to select this and I'm going to click OK. All right, so if you notice over here, this is what they call the drop down list. This is actually the combo box. So you can select this, you can select this, you can select this. Okay, as I know this is a very basic Microsoft Excel, I'm not going to cover this in detail, but at least you know something. You can actually do some presentation in your Excel. So if just say you click this, you can click some details. Of course, my data is here, is different, it's about notes. But if just say you have data like sales or your company, your employer's name or your department, with few clicks, you can show the performance. Okay, so this is what they call as the combo box. Next, I'm going to teach you is spin button. Spin button is something that you can increase or decrease. Okay,